Hey, how y'all doing tonight? Joe here, Southern Coastal Cooking. Tonight I'm not doing a video, cooking video rather. I'm just having one of them old story time kind of talk about videos. And if you tuned in for a cooking video, I'm sorry. Just go ahead and X out of this and please don't give me a thumbs down. This is just something I wanted to do. Talk to some of my viewers who just like to tune in just to kind of hear me talk and hear about life and maybe, put in their input here and there. And it's something I'd kind of like to try. I've done it maybe one or two other videos. Anyway, what I was kind of thinking about with this video is something come up at work here over the last few days. I sell cars for a living, and for instance, I used to sell appliances. I have to date back to that, but I sold appliances, household appliances, washers, dryers, TVs, refrigerators, all that stuff. I remember people would come in and they would want to buy a washer and dryer because theirs went out. And they would always say, "Oh, this is just not a fun purchase. We just hate this. I hate that we're here. We're having to buy a washer and dryers. Ours went out. We never planned for this. It's not fun. It's not something you look forward to getting." I can understand that. It's not like you can get this new washer and dryer home. You're like, "Wow, man, we're gonna have fun doing clothes. We're gonna have fun doing laundry." I see where they're going with that. But and that's one thing. But I've noticed it kind of going on in the new jobs where I'm selling cars is a lot of times when people come looking for a van. For instance, Toyota has a Sienna van, a really nice van, minivan, whatever you want to call it. It's got TVs, you can be in there, and you've got backup camera, Bluetooth, all that stuff standard. Backup camera, Bluetooth, and all this kind of. They got a feature where you can drivers talking, put into the back seat and stuff like that. Anyway, really nice van. Either here nor there, whether who sells the nicest van, but Toyota has a nice van. And I get a lot of customers coming and they're looking for this van, and it's kind of that same deal. They're just upset because they've reached this point in life where they've got kids, and then the family's growing now, and the most economical thing they can do is to buy a minivan, and they're just down and out about it. And I just got to thinking about it, and I said, a van to me, which I don't drive a van, and it does my wife, but if you really kind of think about it, it brings back a whole nother thing I want to talk about. Good memories for me, though. I remember as a child, when me, my brother and sister, my cousins were growing up, probably starting about 5 years old, when we can remember, maybe 3 or 4, and on up into, early teen years, probably about 12 or 13. My grandparents always had vans, and we would take family vacations. And I'm not talking about, we just going down to the, theme park or something, Disney World or something like that. And my grandparents were literally, most of my grandparents on my dad's side have a big van. We'd load up, usually it had to be in the summertime, and we would leave town they lived about 3 hours south of us, and they come meet us at our house in central Mississippi, and they lived on the coast, and we would load up for maybe 2-3 weeks at a time and head out and travel the country. Me, my dad, my brothers and sisters, we had a big sedan or something we'd take and follow them in the van, and a couple aunts and uncles would follow. They had vans, and it was before the time of the SUV. Really, you didn't really see many SUVs on the road. That was kind of a new thing coming, but. That van was it was a cool thing because it brings back memories to me that we'd all pile in there and we'd head out, man, and we'd go out maybe to the Grand Canyon, out to see Colorado Springs, the Rocky Mountains. I went out to Nevada, Mammoth Cave. It's all over the country. Leaving, like I said, weeks at a time. And it wasn't that we were staying in these nice swanky places or anything like that. They were just, heck, we'd stay in a little hole in the walls, old highway motels pretty much, until we got to somewhere, some sort of my dad and grandfather used to call them little tourist traps. See this cave or come pan for gold or do something, we'd stop and maybe we'd find a nice little resort town we'd stay in and maybe get something a little bit nicer. But we had so many of us, we had But it was so many memories of that, and we had one of those big old camcorders. I remember my dad having on his shoulder, and luckily we had some of that on film. I think my sister still has most of that, and it was just so nice to be able to have that as a child and have those memories. I really wish I could give that to my child now, these days. But it's just like things have changed so much, to the way that seems like now everybody, and it may just be me, my age. I don't know. I don't know exactly. Uh, you know, it seems like I'm working all the time. Everything's about going out trying to chase the dollar and trying to get you a nicer house and this and that and the other. Same's true with a lot of my friends I see. And you didn't have Facebook and all that shit back then. Excuse me, but you didn't have the social media. There was no iPhone. Nobody really knew what you. All you had is your family, basically. When you all get together and you travel, and and now it just does not seem like people do that as much, or at least as far as I know. And it seems like a lost thing, but it's a good memory, to have, and I hope to try to recreate some of those memories for my little girl, in her days, and my nieces and nephews and stuff like that. But it's just something to kind of think about. Like I said, playing back on the vans is what all started this is, and that was a good memory for me. I remember, we take those old vans and head out all over the country, and I'm sure I was kind of getting at maybe some of you have some comments or some memories that you'd like to share, you and your family, some trips and stuff that you used to do. It just seems like to me there used to be more time that a family, there for family, to where people could take and they could go and they could do. And I don't see how it was really. I could not imagine going to my boss nowadays and asking for more than about a weekend off. Which I've been fortunate. Some jobs I've worked where you could ask 7 days or something, or a week, so a year. You get you a lot of vacation, but actually going taking these big large trips on a regular basis, at least maybe twice a year, 3 times a year, something like that, and it's really something to sit there and think about. Kind of, is it all worth it, or what are we all doing here? When we just think about times that we miss out on, and say we're not getting any younger, and but everybody's got to do what you got to do, and things just change. But I just kind of wanted to share that with you. I was just talking about it, just kind of crossed my mind earlier today, and just wanted to share with you viewers. The main thing I wanted to see if y'all had those same experiences growing up. I know I may be older than some of you and younger than some of you too, but see if you remember these family vacations, these road trips. And I'm not talking about getting in a plane and flying somewhere, staying at some nice hotel. I'm talking about when you actually got in the old van or the station wagon or whatever it may be, and y'all cut out across, just like a movie, cut out across the country, and saw everything. So anyway, I thought that was something be cool to share with y'all. And like I said, please, leave the comments in the comment box, and we'll all share and have a good old laugh about it. Anyway, y'all take care. God bless, and keep on going. And hope you sub and like my channel.